think that'd be good.
Yeah, probably.
Hey, welcome to the Guys Night Out podcast. I'm your host, Sean, with your other host.
You're the host.
Get closer to the mic, host.
I said with the other hosts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
After
but you
a short
started out
pause.
with, hey guys, welcome to my podcast, the Guys Night, the Sean's Night Out podcast.
I definitely said, hey guys, welcome to the Guys Night Out podcast. I'm your host, Sean, with my other host.
Yeah.
That makes it sound
I'm the
like
host,
it's your
not
show.
with the hosts. Us. You made it sound like it's your show.
no,
with your
man.
host. I'm the host.
Sean, we are going to give you so much shit about that slight grandma fuck shit.
Instead of introducing yourselves and just saying your names, have we ever actually started off
No.
at the podcast with saying our names?
No. This is only our third episode.
It's true.
I
I feel like we probably
should have done that.
should have done that at the beginning.
We
should
learn.
always
We
have-
learn as
yeah.
we go.
Yeah, just like how we
yeah.
now have an outro.
Kind of.
Kind of.
I
It's just a
enjoyed
fade.
that was a good outro. I
Oh,
thank
thanks,
you
man.
for fading. And yeah. Anyway, all right. I'm Sean.
Yeah, you are Sean.
Yeah, it is true. I'm Lane.
I'm the guy who's still yelling about Ruby, and I'm also Jacob.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't believe
think
you're
we're all-
also Jacob.
I think we're all still yelling about Ruby.
I mean, okay. We're gonna open this. I think it'd be good to open this with our thoughts on
Episode 9 and 8.
8
episode
and 9.
8 and 9. Oh yeah, I guess we didn't do anything about
Fuck.
it. 8 was also boring.
Very boring.
It was
Okay.
just okay.
The only...
But
I'm
to be
curious.
fair-
I'm curious to hear Sean's input.
to be fair, one, of course, shirtless boy.
Oh yeah, that one did end with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with
it
Dilf
ended
Donna.
specifically with that.
It ended with Dilf Donna.
Yes. Goodness,
Um,
I would just love to take him to.
Right after, get out of my house!
Yeah, and
Get
everybody's
out!
favorite, Milf Donna Wick.
Collie Milf Donna.
Yeah, Collie Wick.
Gosh dang it. Yeah, Collywick
Get
too.
out
Get
of
out of
my
my house.
house.
That's a good meme. I like that.
It was a good meme. And then, of
Um,
course, there's also Nice Weiss.
Yeah, the only two
Yeah.
things notable about that episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Go
gonna,
for it,
I'm
go
gonna
for it.
interrupt you for a second.
Oh,
I told you I was gonna talk about this in the car. You piece of fucking trash. The thing I liked most about Weiss was towards the very end of her speech, when she's like, the three of you have been more family to me than any of my
That
actual
was
family.
good.
I can relate so hard. It is not even funny. Like there was a point in my life where I thought of Devin's parents as better parents to me than my own goddamn parents.
Mm-hmm.
My father left me when I was a wee lad.
A wee little boy.
And after I had gotten to high school, we kind of just stopped talking like at all.
Mhm.
Mostly because he was a piece of trash. But yeah, and my mom was just kind of never home ever. So I kind of feel like a little abandoned on that part too.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna. That's for now. That's as far as I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah.
Because it
Yeah.
goes so much farther.
Mhm.
But that's all I
Maybe
need to
one
care.
day we will just have a podcast about our lives.
Yeah, and
no.
really the only relevant part of that was the dad part. So
Yeah.
because Weiss's dad's kind of an asshole.
Dude, oh my gosh, that guy.
Yeah.
He's got to take some like cyanide pills. I was gonna
He just needs to like
die.
fuck. I was gonna bring into I'm just gonna leave it.
Alright.
Because I wanted to
Fantastic.
make it a thing where I said like I wanted to make it a thing where I said, oh yeah, he needs to take like happy pills, something like
Yeah.
to negate his effects. And I realized the greatest thing he could do is just stop existing.
just stop doing
He's
whatever
such-
he does.
He's like the worst villain. As in, he's the best villain because I hate him more than any of the other villains.
Wait, you hate him more than Adam?
Because Adam is just Adam's a little crybaby that has a sword. That's what he
And
is.
he's apparently
is.
also
He-
racist.
He's a big old baby with antler boy.
Big old
and
baby.
He's got a like he thinks he runs everything. Freaking I think that Weiss's dad is a better villain because her dad like he's not even like no one even knows he's a villain. He's a terrible person. He does terrible things to so many people.
It's true.
And he has no moral compass. He's ruined countless lives.
As she says, he only married into her family for the name.
Exactly.
Specifically.
Oh yeah, another big thing that happened during that episode was just like saying all that because like you didn't know that before.
I kind of figured.
Also,
that was the case.
Well,
I think she did say that.
I do think she did.
Yeah,
I do think.
I think she said directly to him, "You only married my mom for her name.
Yeah,
you're not a real snake."
I actually do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that was I think right after her song, and after she stormed out of that party.
I think it was after that.
Was it?
I think it was after. Oh no, you're right.
Yeah, it was like right after that.
You're spot on. Yeah.
Because he was like, "You're making a fool out of me. How dare you?" And she's like, "Fuck you, Dad."
No, he sucks. I feel like if he dies on the show, it's gonna be the most satisfying death.
Oh yeah.
Next to the only way they can make a death more satisfying is if
Sean.
Yes.
What?
Yes. No.
What?
No one. Nothing.
What?
Nothing.
Nothing.
No.
I had a cough.
Yeah. He had a cough. Yeah.
Oh, you mean like if they killed off Yang?
No. Okay, rather the opposite. If Yang if Adam goes for another slash and then Yang either grabs it and crushes it or punches through it, I don't care.
Oh, dude, that would be satisfying.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like a perfect. I think her destroying his weapon would be a perfect
Comeback.
Yeah, well, a perfect end to their little
Feud.
spat.
Yeah.
Because she'd be doing the same thing he did to her, and then she'd kill him. I don't think she would kill him, but unless she had to. But I feel like she'd end up doing the hero thing and then trying to. I mean, she might try to kill him, and then Blake would be there to be like,
"No,
you're
better than this."
And then she's like, "Shut him!" Then she kills whoever tried to stop her, and then she kills Adam.
You know what I want?
Yeah.
I want Yang and Mercury to finish their little spat, and with her actually breaking his leg.
Yeah.
Not an illusion, actually breaking his leg.
It's pretty hard to do that. There's only one more part of each leg that she can break because he's just got robot parts.
She has a robot.
She could still break his leg.
My point being, you could still break it.
It's hard to break though. Gosh, but okay, so episode 8, kind of boring, but at the end it gets pretty interesting because the thing that we've been waiting for. In the last podcast, I think we talked about it.
Yeah, we definitely did. Lane called it.
I did.
It was a siege.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Well, the siege doesn't have to be a full scale thing. It can just be 5 people going into the thing.
I mean, I guess.
Well, a siege is just a siege is just a takeover. That's all it is.
It's true. Yeah. Well, they're going to take over. They're going to kill everyone.
I'm only going to give you half credit just because it was a siege.
Kill the people to take things over.
Yeah, but they were taking over their house land. I will nitpick the shit out of you. All right. Anyways.
I mean, I'll fully accept it. I don't care. That was
now I can't say what I was going to say because that's exactly what I was about to say. I was going to say I'm going to only give you half credit because technically they're only sieging the Belladonna house, not the actual town itself.
Did I ever specifically say anything? Okay.
I
don't remember anything about the town.
That the town was going to be attacked.
No,
I don't remember saying anything about the town.
I think we agreed at the end that it was just the Belladonna house. I was like, if they don't take over the whole town, and then you were like, oh no, they said they were just gonna do the house.
Yeah, and then they got yelled at.
Anyways, okay, so chapter 9, that one this is
pretty good.
This is the maybe third episode that I've been like, this was a good episode.
Yeah. It had a nice balance of quote unquote action and talking.
Well, I think the important part is that the talking was really important. Yeah. It's
truly important, yes.
It's big characters talking about big things. Yeah. Characters we haven't seen Emerald and Mercury really. We barely saw them last season. We finally see them again this season. Also, I do want to bring this up real quick. I love the whole thing where you remember. Do you guys remember at the end of season 4 when Cinder is trying to figure out how to use her power, and then she makes Emerald create a mirage of Ruby. Yeah, but Ruby is wearing her season 4 outfit, and how the hell do any of them know what her season 4 outfit looks like?
I
love all the memes of Tyrion coming to her and like having to describe it. I've seen pictures of him like drawing out a thing with crayon, and like there's like writing like mean face, and then like a arrow pointing to it's like.
Is it sad that I can see Tyrion actually doing that?
Yeah, I feel like he would, which is the best part.
Crazy. Speaking of which, also the dumb Rubikami
Dumb Rubikami?
Yeah, the dumb Ruby comic is, of course, we gotta keep on mentioning Dumb Ruby in every single podcast.
Dumb Ruby's good.
It's so good, and everyone needs to see it.
It's very good.
Yeah, that whole entire comic where it just like spawn another one, and then Ruby just keeps spawning, and all you hear is "Hey Cinder," and it just keeps on going.
Hey Cinder.
Hey Cinder.
Hey Cinder. Hey Cinder. Hey Cinder. Hey Cinder.
But oh gosh, shoot. Oh, freaking the guy who does Dumb Ruby, also a legit like good artist. Like,
Yeah.
You wouldn't think by looking at Dumb Ruby, but gosh dang, the man can draw.
I mean, I definitely thought that when I looked at Dumb Ruby, because I mean, he had to draw the clothes, and they're all accurate.
That's true.
And it's super small though.
That's true. It's gotta suck.
Yeah.
Like, he's just drawing us intricate shit. He's like, no one's ever gonna see this. They're just gonna look at the stupid faces that I copy and paste.
Yeah, probably.
Like I don't know if you've noticed, the pictures he draws don't change, not a bit, and the faces all the same. They never change. Like sometimes I have like a sweat drop or something. That'll be it. The faces are always the same. It's always the same base model. He'll just like draw different hair and clothing.
Humor is too subtle nowadays.
Yeah. There was one that was really strange, which was the Tyrion one where he's laughing to the bartender, and the bartender is just like, "Are you gonna just keep on sitting there laughing like a jackass, or you're gonna order something?" He's like, and then it goes back to the normal Dumb Ruby face.
But anyways, enough about Dumb Ruby, you plebeian fucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I was hardly talking about it, but okay.
Yeah, Lane.
I'm a plebeian
Lane,
fuck. I'll give you that one.
Lane, stop. I've had enough of you. You have derailed this podcast too many times.
Anyways.
I've had to edit out all of your outbursts.
Yeah, that
was
one thing I actually wanted to say about the last podcast. You were like only 15% of the audio, and
I was really tired.
Yeah,
I was really tired
you were
that
pretty
day.
Quiet during.
No,
the
like
second
I was
episode.
sitting here. I was trying to keep myself awake. I was like, oh, I just want to sleep.
I didn't even notice.
I was just like listening, and I was like, I feel like Jacob's like 50% or like 45 to 50% of this. Then I'm like 35 to 40%, and Lane is either 15 to 10%.
I've noticed I talk most of the time on all of these.
Yeah.
Which is okay.
I have a lot to say.
Yeah, and you have an amazing
Well,
voice.
it's
too.
also a topic that you guys care more about than I do. So.
Yeah, that's true. Oh man.
Why are you even here? Get out of here!
Yeah,
You
on.
wanted me here.
Yeah, because I thought you cared about it.
I mean,
You care about
I
me.
care enough about hanging with my friends.
Okay, so chapter 9. Yeah, going back to that. I really like the camp scene. That's probably the first camp scene that I fully enjoyed. Because the other camp scenes, they just had potential, and then they didn't really do anything with it.
No.
Like it was like, oh sweet, Yang and Weiss are back together, and they're gonna fight the camp. No way, it's me, the person who's supposed to be interesting and cool. I'm here to make everything boring.
No, I was just looking at. They're all
Stop. Anyways,
I'm as sad as they are.
No, I will agree. It was like, yeah, dude, they're finally there. It's a camp. They're gonna get answers. Nope. Go to Haven.
Yeah.
We don't want you here.
My explanation is done, but you didn't explain anything. Away! Like, that was so infuriating. Oh my gosh. They dangle a carrot in front of your face.
Yeah, they did.
like with that whole thing, because she nearly tells you stuff.
You want the truth? I'll give you the truth by telling you things you already know.
Like, I know you guys don't know it, but the audience already knows it, so there's no reason for this scene to even fucking exist.
I mean, to be fair, the thing I liked about that scene was like they dangled two carrots in front of you. Really, one was for Yane and Weiss to meet up with Team Ranger, because I'm sure a lot of people want Team Ruby to actually come back together, which I'm sure is going to happen.
Everyone does.
Yeah.
This is the whole show. It's
okay.
It's literally
Season 4
called Ruby.
Yeah,
which is why season 4 was garbage.
I don't know.
It was not complete.
Okay.
It wasn't complete garbage.
The concept wasn't bad.
A different episode.
Concept wasn't bad. I like the idea of them being separate because I think it's really important that we get to know the individual characters, and I think it's cool that they get to grow on their own. I think it was executed terribly because it was season 4.
That's what I was trying to say, but I'm not good with words, so. Thanks,
anyway,
man.
not good. But yeah, no, like, I think I just don't like that scene because it had so much potential. I think that's my main gripe with Ruby overall is it's just wasted potential at this point. They had this like you had season 1 and 2 kind of building up this world, and it wasn't anything huge, and then volume 3 comes along, and then it felt like the first step towards Ruby actually being able to make a name for itself as a real show.
Yeah.
Like season 1 and 2, it's kind of like, oh, if you like web series, maybe check this out. Volume 3 was the first one where I could legitimately say, like, you should watch this show. This is really good. It's got these really cool things that happen in season 3. The hard part is saying you have to watch 2 seasons to get to the 3rd season. But then you also say, oh, but the seasons are about the size of like half of a season or like a third, so you're good. Like seasons 1 through 3 are basically one season of like an anime.
Yeah. Well, and I won't even say that because isn't like volume 1 and 2 like only like an hour?
Volume 1 is I think about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Volume 2 is
basically just the size of a normal TV show.
The two together is like 2.5 hours total, I think.
Something like that. And like volume, they continually got longer. I think each volume has been longer than the last. Even then, like I think volumes 1 through 3 just become basically the length of one normal show season. So that's I really feel like Ruby is better experienced if you just. I think that's another thing that is so frustrating is that we're watching Ruby 15 minutes at a time, 1 week at a time. In previous years, it was maybe like 2 weeks at a time because you'd have to wait for World of Remnant to be over with.
Yeah.
But like you'd be experiencing the story at such a slow pace with so little at a time. I think that's part of the reason why these episodes where they stand around and talk and nothing happens, it hurts so much more because it's just you feel like you've been robbed a little bit.
Yeah, no, if they gave it another like 10 minutes, it would be fine.
Yeah.
And I very loosely use fine.
Yeah.
Like it'll still be annoying, but it'll be more like a shonen anime.
I think they've made it. I think they've made major strides. I think they've done a great job making the episodes longer. I think that's very important.
Yep.
Excuse me. Like, I don't know. There was one 10-minute episode, and I was kind of like, why? I don't know. I just. Like, after Season 3, the bar was set so high, and I didn't expect anything to get quite to the level of Season 3 right away, but I find it disappointing that nothing has even come close. Like, there hasn't been anything that has wowed me. Nothing surprised me. Season 3 surprised me. Like, left and right.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, oh, whoa, Qrow's the thing? We get to actually meet Uncle Qrow? What? Weiss has a sister? Oh, what? There are maidens now? Like, there's so many things going on.
Their fight was great.
Dude, every fight in Season 3 was great.
It was.
Because all the episodes had a fight.
Yeah, right? That was so cool. Like, I said it in, like, the first podcast, but, like, I get that every single episode can't have a fight. I know that Season 3 can't happen again. At least not anytime soon. Because, like, I get it. I'm not expecting... Yeah, I'm not expecting a fight every episode. Yeah. I'm impressed that they did it at all. I am expecting you to not do the opposite of what you did in Season 3. Like 4 and 5 are the if you're talking in terms of fight episodes versus non-fight episodes, they are the literal opposite.
Yep.
Because instead of being like, oh, there's like 3 or 4 episodes, or like 2 or 3 episodes without fights, it is now there are like 2 or 3 episodes with fights. It's like, gosh, dang it.
If you're lucky, the season will start with one.
Yeah, which. It's every other season start with a fight.
Yeah.
Every other season. This season is the first one. Like, it sets the tone for the rest of the season, which is what I was afraid of.
Yep.
It's another season of let's sit down and talk about the plot that you're just so interested in, except you're not.
Let's talk about our feelings.
Yeah, like, how am I supposed to care about these characters if they aren't doing anything? I don't give a shit about anything that's happening to Ruby, Yang, Weiss, Blake. Blake had to get some signatures or something. Why did I have to watch that?
Right.
Why did I have to watch Yang and Sun fail at getting signatures for a stupid petition?
Like, I don't even remember what it was for. It
was for like defending Haven.
Defending Haven.
Oh, yeah,
more people.
Yeah, that's right.
Come over, and
it just
it
felt like
showed that like a lot of
way...
people or a lot of the faunists don't care about the humans enough to risk their lives for them.
Yeah, but like I think also it's because I'm like nearly done with season 2 of My Hero Academia, which is just such a good show.
It is so good.
It's so good. Okay, I don't want to get too far off on My Hero Academia because that'd be stupid.
That's a different podcast.
Yeah, we'll have a whole thing for that.
Yeah,
once this kid gets caught up, Sean.
I would love that. I have so much good stuff to say about that show.
So do I.
But okay. Just as a quick thing. Obviously, no spoilers for My Hero Academia because I'm not stupid. But like, that show is so good at it's so good at making you care about the characters while also progressing the plot at a steady rate. Even when there's stuff that happens that doesn't have directly to do with the plot, they do a great job of just kind of giving you a reason to give a shit. Mm-hmm. Because like any moment that isn't like perfectly driven forward, you still enjoy because you care about like Midoriya, freaking Ida, like all these characters that you've
Uraraka.
Uraraka, like all these people that are fucking awesome, and like I don't know, it's to go from such a perfectly executed show to like Ruby, which could be just as well executed, I think, if they weren't so stupid.
Okay. First of all, let's just go ahead and say this. So, we're here to talk about Ruby. Ruby's a show.
Sadly.
It's a decent show, but like it's a show that's fun to talk about because it's good at like a lot of times, and at the same time, it's so fucking bad.
Yeah. Exactly. The reason, that's why that's why I yell about it all the time.
Jacob, I was referencing our very first episode.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, I know. I remember that. I said those exact words.
Yeah,
because it's true.
It is. It very much is.
It's. There's so much good. There's so much good, and you have to sift through so much trash right now, and I hate that. There's.
Yeah, no, they need to stop with the talking and just pick it up with the action, like they did in season 3.
At least make the talking something, man. Like,
right?
None of this is like you can't just tell us it's important. That's what they've been doing. They're doing enough show. It's all tell.
I will start saying better things about Ruby once they do start showing how important some of this stuff is.
Like Qrow can tell me all day. Qrow can tell me all day that like, oh man, there were gods and stuff.
Oh man, these relics.
Dude, Salem sure is dangerous. Yeah, relic, right?
Okay.
We haven't seen the relics.
Yeah.
We haven't. We saw like. There's so much show tell don't show right now, and it's pissing me off. Like, I'm tired of the carrot being dangled in front of my face, just for me to reach out and try and grab it. And like, gotta be quicker than that. Gotta be quicker than that. Like, seriously.
$1.
Fucking Allstate grandpa. Like, that's what freaking Carrie Shawcross is right now. Like old man dangling the dollar in front of my face, and I'm just like, I just want the dollar. And he's like, oh, sorry, you gotta get through two more seasons of bullshit before I'll give you the plot.
I'm just a poor college student. I need that dollar.
I need lunch. Like Carrie Shawcross. I'm sure you're a great man. I'm sure you got passions and people you love and care about. And I'm sure there are people who love and care about you. But stop being an idiot!
Yeah,
come on!
No.
Oh.
I the same way, just to a lesser extent.
It's like
I mean,
I know you're not stupid. I know you can write a good show. You've done it. I've seen you do it. I refuse to sit here and just be laughed at by a show that thinks it's better than me. Ruby thinks it's better than me. Just all of a sudden start projecting all of my emotions onto this show.
Now it's where these faces are funny.
Yeah,
now they actually look hurt by that.
Yeah, how could you do that to
You think
Ruby
you're
Weiss,
better than me,
Blake,
don't
and
you,
Yang?
Ruby? Okay. Like crazy rant aside. Obviously, I don't think Kerry Shawcross thinks he's better. I don't think that they're that pretentious. I just hope that they're not falling into this kind of safe spot where they can just continually pump out like these episodes that are easy to. I'm not going to say it's easy to produce. It's probably a million times easier than producing fight episodes, and like it's a million times easier to write less intense episodes. I don't want them to fall into this like comfortable zone, because that's kind of what we've seen with like Red versus Blue, where you get to season 10 and it's really cool and it ends and then they're like, oh man, what if we went back to the canyon? And while I get it, a lot of people like the canyon, it's safe. It's just a safe thing to do. We've seen it before. We don't need to see it again. And what I'm afraid of is they'll just kind of do a similar thing with Ruby, where they just kind of stay in the safe area of we'll just talk and just talk, so we don't actually have to do anything.
I don't mean to interrupt, but Sean, you look like you have something to say.
Is it about Red versus Blue, Sean?
You don't like it.
Yeah, I don't.
You just don't like it. Stop talking about it.
Well, that seems to be about half the things we talk about.
Yeah, I will fully admit I don't like what most people would consider to be Red versus Blue. I only like the parts where it's actual like
Where it's
story.
No, I watched like
Where
the
it's
first 2 episodes.
Action.
That's entirely correct.
Yeah. No, I watched like the first 2 episodes of Red vs. Blue, and I was like, wow, this is really stupid. I can't watch this.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it for what it was.
I think it's definitely like a.
It was its own kind.
See, that's the thing. I love Halo. That should have caught me just because it was Halo. It didn't.
I don't know. It's different strokes for different folks.
I guess,
Yeah.
but
A lot of people enjoy Red versus Blue, and I don't want to knock them for it. I do think they should stop making Red versus Blue. I'm just gonna be straight with you. Like
just
15 seasons is enough.
Just
even
like
if it was
stop
good.
making Final
I
Fantasy games.
honestly thought that they were done after season 12 when Church and Dallas, I think her name is, the light blue one, the new.
Oh,
the
you mean
ginger.
Carolina?
Yeah, Carolina. I thought it ended where
That was
Carolina
season
and Church like disappeared from the teams.
Church?
And I was like, oh.
Church disappeared at the end of 13.
Well, like he became an AI for Carolina, so he disappeared.
No, he just no.
Unless I'm thinking of a different season.
He becomes an AI. Well, he's an AI from the beginning. It's a whole thing.
Yeah,
It's a whole thing.
yeah.
But at the end of season 13, which is actually the end of the final arc that they've had, except for the one that they started up in 15. I assume. I didn't watch 15. I watched like 2 episodes and I was like, I get it.
I get it. Red vs. Blue.
Yeah, it's Red versus Blue again. They have a different writer this time because, believe it or not, people are getting really sick of writing about these same idiots over and over again.
No, I could believe that.
And that's also not to be like, oh man, this show's stupid. Like, it's stupid that they're pushing it this far.
Yeah.
The concept is outdated in and of itself. Like, they gotta cool it. Red versus Blue. If anyone wants to like watch the old Machinima garbage, that I think it's garbage. It's not actually garbage.
No, a lot of Machinima was garbage.
Oh, a lot of Machinima is garbage. I think this is kind of higher end Machinima.
I guess.
Anyways, we're getting way too far.
Yeah. Anyway,
Um,
when we go back to the 2 big points, well, I guess there are some big points in Chapter 9 that aren't just the 2 that I'm thinking of, which is 1. Now there's an agreement between Cinder, or Salem's minions, and
Raven.
Raven, thank you.
Proud of you.
Yeah, Raven.
So proud.
And Raven, that now I guess Qrow is going to be assassinated.
Well,
Tried.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Try.
I mean, like,
maybe. We don't know for sure, like, what
I'm
Raven's
assuming...
angle is.
I can tell it's not going to work because
Oh,
the
yeah.
show has become Qrow and Friends.
Yeah, dude.
If you kill Qrow, how can you have Qrow and Friends?
Yeah, I don't think Crow's gonna die just
Yeah,
yet.
no,
I don't think he's been built up in the right ways. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, unless in these next few episodes they give him enough like redeeming shit to be like.
Oh, that'd be so shitty. Just like
redeeming death flag shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Just give him so much like good.
Kind of like how Gira's gonna die. Like there's no doubt in my mind.
No,
he's dead.
I can almost guarantee it. Just
surprised.
from the like 5 minutes we've seen of him in the last
he's
2
like
episodes.
going all out.
Yeah.
Like this is it. Someone has to die.
If he doesn't, I'm gonna be a little upset.
Yeah, right. This is the perfect time for him to die.
Dude, but what if Milf Donald dies instead?
I will actually be upset still because
I'll be okay with it.
I mean,
I don't think that they will.
I can understand
actually, no.
why you'd be okay with it, but my reasoning
like
for why I
mothers.
wouldn't be okay. That's not what I was going for. My reasoning why I wouldn't be is because I feel like she has had so little airtime.
Yeah.
Like there's
think
not
she's got
enough
potential.
about her. Like we've seen more of Gira than we have of Kali, so
Yeah.
I can understand if Gira dies.
Yeah.
One problem I would
Gira's
have-
had a lot of
It's okay.
just real
A
quick.
lot of like important death flaggy kind of things.
Yeah, he's had a lot of like, yes, we need to come together and help people.
Yeah.
And oh man, I'm suddenly on everyone's good side now.
We need to get over the fact that they treated us like slaves and start helping them like good people we are.
Yeah, right. He's immediately being just a good person all around. It's like the perfect like,
Yeah.
he's gonna die.
Yeah.
Invasion of my house, better take off my shirt and die.
Yeah.
Um,
Like how immediate the second one is. I gotta take off my shirt and die. It's just the process.
the thing that I wouldn't like about Kali dying is just the fact that we already have like 2 characters whose moms are dead. We don't have any characters whose dads are dead.
Exactly.
Because obviously the Xiaolon twins. Because I don't know, the sisters. I don't know what to call them because of course they both have different last names.
They're sisters.
Yeah, I know they're sisters.
Just say
They're
just say Ruby and
Ruby
Yang.
and Yang. Anyway,
I mean, they're still sisters.
Ruby and Yang have the same dad. Their dad is alive, but Ruby's mom is dead. Yang's mom is obviously alive. Weiss's mom is dead, and Weiss's dad is still alive, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And Blake's parents are both still alive, so it'd be a new take to kill off a father.
Kali
instead of killing off
could
the
marry
mother.
Iceman. He's Jack Frost. That's what he's supposed to be.
Yep. No, I can see it.
I have no idea who you're talking.
Man McDude. Weiss McMahon person.
Yeah.
Weiss's dad.
Oh, of course.
Yes. Whatever his name is. I don't remember his name.
Why are you able to see that, Lane?
Why can I see Jack Frost?
Oh, I thought you meant why can you see that Kali would marry him? And I was
not
like,
that
what
at
the
all.
fuck?
No.
Yeah, no, he's Jack Frost.
That's really random.
No, he's like actually though. He's supposed to be Jack
Yeah.
Frost.
That makes sense.
Yeah, he's a shitty person. They even comment, man, his office feels cold when I'm in there. Yeah. I don't know if he has any actual like ice powers. I don't think he does, but that'd be nice.
I would cry if he did.
Right, dude. He'd be like Shadow.
Oh my god.
Actually, I guess, yeah. No, I think about the second plot point I was going to say was basically the attack on Belladonna House.
Pretty much. Yeah, we just got a short continuation of it.
I still do really love how they ended the episode.
I'm okay with that, I guess.
Well, I don't know. I feel satisfied when shit goes down between 2 people that used to be friends, and then they end an episode on them about to like facing each other, about to start a fight.
I hope.
Dude, just like Naruto.
I hope. That,
Yes, actually.
I hope.
Like I was super satisfied with that shit.
I hope that the next episode opens with them just passionately making.
Oh my god.
Blake's
Yes.
like, you know what?
Yes.
Fuck that monkey, dude. Like,
they both draw their weapons just to drop them and passionately make out.
Yeah, and then like Son
I
comes
know
in.
you felt that
Son
way.
finally comes in the room. And he's like, "Blake, your dad, he's bleeding out.
Get
And
out
I
of
was
here,
like,
son. We
"Wait,
don't
what
want
the
you
hell?"
here.
And then Kali comes up and smooches him, and he's like,
and he's like, I'm following this Kali Done over here.
Yeah, and then he drops Gira. He drops
Gira him,
even though he's like still alive, and just cucks Gira right in front of him. Anyway,
it's like, I'm dying. Are you kidding me?
Stop making out with my wife. Flamboyant Legend of Zelda villain,
dude. Gira him, yeah. I was late for a hair appointment, so I suppose I'll fight you.
He's so flamboyant. Anyways,
he's great. He licks his lips before he fights you every time.
All right,
it's great.
So now we got through episode 9.
Yep.
Yeah,
let's
talk about episode 10.
Okay. No,
we still have all of season 3 to talk about.
What we've been waiting for since the very first podcast.
The best season of the show.
Volume 3, everybody.
Volume 3. And we
it's a motherfucking tournament arc.
Yes, it is.
We have like 23 minutes-ish.
I mean...
Yeah. Well, like 30.
Like 30? Okay. Well,
yeah.
I keep reading that clock's 5 minutes fast.
I mean, if you guys...
6 minutes
really
fast.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Keep
Time
going.
doesn't matter.
Time is irrelevant.
Time doesn't matter when you're talking about the greatest Ruby season that's destroyed all of your hopes and dreams for the rest of the Ruby seasons.
I know it killed all my dreams.
Yeah.
Literally at the end.
All right.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Of course, the biggest thing about Volume 3 is tournament arc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not actually really the biggest thing, I guess.
I mean, it was a pretty big thing.
It was the big thing, as in it was the biggest part.
Well, because it was the distraction that Salem's team needed to carry out their plan.
Plus, it's just a plot device. It was a good hook.
Yeah.
It's like they've been talking about it for 2 seasons, and then it happens.
Anyways,
right,
tournament arc. We get to meet a full team of Team Sun.
Yeah, and no one remembers the other 2 end guys
because
who cares about them? They weren't Neptune, who had blue hair and also had a huge crush on Weiss, and Weiss had a huge crush on him. And also apparently might have had a huge crush on Sun because he was so awkward.
Anyways,
there was a
shipping those boys.
I liked pretty much every single fight in the tournament arc. It was wonderful. Like, even the ones that just don't have to do with directly with the plot, like, they're just fun. Mm-hmm. I thought that was great. I thought I really liked Team Funky.
Dude, the Team Funky one was like the best part.
It was very good. I liked what is her actual name? Is her name Neon? Is that her name? I think it might be.
You have to explain more.
Roller skating cat girl.
Funky. I think it's Neon.
The girl who is literally Nyan Cat. That's not actually a joke.
I think it is Neon.
Yeah, her. When they were writing for season 1, they were. It was, I don't know which 2 people this was. It wasn't Carrie Shawcross and maybe Maya. The point is, 2 of the writers were like late at night just joking with each other. They were super tired. Like, what if we made Nyan Cat and she just had rainbows coming out of her ass the whole time?
That'd be fantastic.
And then they made her in season 4.
It'd be so funny.
Okay,
we did
like I think it's one of the first times I've ever heard Meg Turney do a voice in anything. She did a really good job as Girl McFacto. That's my favorite fake name. It's a Jax Films bit. Hey guys, top 50 facts. I'm Boy McFacto. Okay. Anyways, not Jack. Fuck it. Yeah. But yeah, I really like pretty much all of the extra characters to kind of fill the gaps of who teams Ruby, Juniper, Sun, whatever, who they have to fight. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think they all had pretty cool personalities. The ones that actually had personalities. Yeah. They all had pretty neat weapons, like the one girl that has hoverboard guns. That was interesting.
Got to see a little bit more of Team Coffee in action. Slightly.
It's true, even though they got fucked.
Yeah.
But that fight was cool. The fight was awesome because it showed you just how good Mercury and Emerald actually are. Like like you watch these like, I don't know if they're like second years or third years, whatever. They're upperclassmen. You watch these upperclassmen like tear Nevermore's in half.
Yep.
And then Mercury and Emerald show up and kick their asses, no problem. I think that does a great job of displaying just how strong they are.
I actually forgot that So Coco, that's the leader of Team Coffee,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I screwed up on last podcast by thinking that Coco was Bunny Girl from this
Velvet.
volume, Velvet.
That would be Velvet, yes.
And yeah, I totally forgot that actually Coco is Haley Williams' character. Or damn it, Casey Williams. Damn it.
Oh,
Casey, yeah, it's Casey Lee Williams'
had-
voice.
Wait, Coco?
Yeah.
No, Coco is Ashley Jenkins.
Are you sure?
I am almost.
I could have sworn that, like, for
No, I
a
could
long
be
while,
wrong.
Casey Lee Williams had it as her profile picture for her Twitter.
Let's find out.
Coco.
I'm probably wrong. I think it maybe just sounded like Ashley Jenkins. I'm just a piece of shit. But I'm gonna look it up.
I
Right
mean,
now.
to be fair, we can only ever hear Haley, or damn it, Casey Lee Williams whenever she's singing, not when she's talking.
But shit. I do really like her gun. I already talked about that. But
Yep.
I love her intro for it and everything. It's Ashley Jenkins. I was right.
Damn it!
It's
It's so weird.
Can't
Why did
beat
she?
me.
But why did she have
You can't
Coco
beat
as
me
her?
when it comes to
profile
Rooster
picture
Teeth
is so
personality.
weird.
Maybe she just really likes Coco.
That's
That's
probably what it was.
probably what it was.
Yeah. It also might have been because
Because Coco's kind of a badass.
she also
As
did.
Casey, wait.
She also did, the vocals for the half of the vocals for Caffeine. That might have been part of it
okay.
too. You never know.
I was gonna say,
She's a
has
cheat on the
Casey
phone.
ever actually played a person on Ruby?
If she has, I'm not aware of it.
You'd think that like they'd at least at one point give Casey and Jeff like a voice acting thing, even though
think.
they have them do the soundtrack, which is
Maybe
one
that's
of the
just the
biggest
thing.
parts.
They're just like, we don't want to
Yeah.
overwork you.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll take a look. I'll see if she does
All
any
right.
voices
In the
Ruby.
meantime,
I think this is also the season where you learn of Nora's semblance.
yeah.
She's just like, oh look, a mountain that somehow
Yeah.
gets lightning struck on it. I'm just gonna stand up here for a while.
Yeah, well, that's what's great about the tournament is like they have the perfect excuse to explain everyone's. I almost wanted to say quirks because that's the exact same thing that they do.
It pretty much is, yeah.
My hero. But anyways, but it's legitimately a perfect excuse to explain everyone's semblances.
Yep.
And they do a great job with
Put
that.
them in different combat scenarios.
Yeah, exactly.
Battlefields.
Well, that's what I liked about it. It's like a Pokemon Stadium
Yeah.
thing, which I think is great.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, and also another good thing about the tournament arcs is that it also shows how well your team has grown. Because it, again, showed how Team Ruby has grown, just like how Volume 2 with the robot fight showed that.
Mm-hmm.
And it even showed that John can be a somewhat capable leader by just saying Nora smash.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well,
She's-
not really, though. His strategy kind of goes out the window. And then he's just like, fucking, just beat him up.
Was that Captain America? in the
Oh, yeah,
universe
that's
that just
right.
said,
He
Hulk,
does, like...
smash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That-
he
that was-
just goes fucking Captain America. It's funny because he has a shield. Really wanted.
If it ends up sounding good, I'll totally do it.
Very cool.
There was.
Yeah, I don't think she's a voice in anything.
Darn.
Yeah,
Well,
she's only
I
done
guess
songs
it's-
for them. She's
yeah.
not listed as a voice actor, and they don't talk about any roles that she's done. Or she's only listed as a musician.
And then there were the 2-on-2 fights.
Ooh, it's 2-on-2 fights.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait,
there was one that
wasn't
was scrapped. There's one that was scrapped.
Wait,
It makes me
really?
so sad that it didn't happen.
Which one?
Why?
It was Sun and Neptune versus Nora and Ren.
Oh, I would have
What?
loved to see
And,
that.
and half of it was going to be a swamp, half of the stadium. So, and at one point they had a line written for Nora. Like this thing was this thing was about as close to happening as it could have been. Like,
It should have. I
Like,
would
I
have loved
don't
to see
think they
that.
had animated anything. They had it like fully storyboarded out or something. Like they were saying that like this was it. This was insanely close to happening. They were so sad they couldn't do it. But it was it wasn't super important to the plot, and they had to cut it. But one of the lines they had written for Nora was, "What are you, a water weenie?" Or like something like it was something with water weenies. Which would have been wonderful because Neptune would have gotten stuck in the swamp. And
Yes.
Oh, you know what? That makes sense. That'd be really.
Yeah.
That would have been really funny.
It would have been
Such
so
a
cool
good
to watch
joke.
them fight.
It would have.
Yeah.
I want to see so many.
I
people
want to
fight.
see that fight. Yeah.
Like that's there's so many cool characters. You're just like, man, what would happen if like, you pretty much want to Smash Bros. All of them. Like, what would happen if Mario fought Donkey Kong, but like it wasn't
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong. But what if Ike fought Link from Legend of Zelda?
And then they made Super Smash Bros.
Yeah, exactly.
Which brings us back around, so they need to make a good fighting game.
Hell yeah, man!
That'd
be cool. Whether it's Blaze Blue, whether it's Smash related, whether it's
Team
Naruto.
Ruby's was Yang and Weiss, right?
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask too.
Yeah.
Wait,
Nice
was
flower.
it Yang and Weiss?
I think so.
Yes, it was.
I don't know, cause like I thought they like didn't have Yang participate in the second one, which is why she was the one-on-one.
No. It was Yang and Weiss versus who they fight? They fought I don't remember. Who'd they fight? I know they didn't fight Emerald Mercury. Emerald Mercury fought Coco.
Because Yang fought Mercury.
Because I know it was Yang and Weiss.
I don't.
Oh, they fought Funky. They fought Funky.
I was thinking that.
I thought that's what Team Ruby fought.
No, Team Ruby fought like whatever the other. There was some other 14.
It was someone no one cared about.
Yeah, no one gives a shit.
Because I think it was Team Sun that fought Funky in the first round.
Might have been.
I think so.
They didn't actually show that. So I mean, they might have shown like Sun beat that. Or
I think it was because
Sun couldn't have beaten them in the first round because then they wouldn't have progressed. Sun fought Team Indigo.
Oh yeah, you're actually right. Match between Team Ruby, represented by Weiss Schnee and Yang Zhaolan, and Team Funky, represented by Flint Cole and Neon Cat.
Yep, told you. I know my Ruby.
So then,
to a painful extent.
I know some of it.
So then,
to a not so painful extent.
Wait, did you guys just say who Ruby fought as a team?
We didn't say who Ruby fought. We don't actually know.
Okay.
I don't remember their name because they aren't relevant enough. Okay. They were kind of cool.
I thought Team Sun did fight. And unless I'm thinking, no, because Hoverboard Girl was on Team Funky, right? No,
Hoverboard Girl was on the team that Ruby fought in the first round.
Okay.
No. Funky, because that's the thing. Funky couldn't have fought any of. They couldn't have fought Juniper or any of the other teams that we see in the second round. Otherwise, they wouldn't have made it to the second round. But yeah.
Now that I think about it, it makes sense.
Also, I like how Team Indigo was made up of the people who backed them on Indiegogo. Like, gosh dang it!
It's funny, guys.
Even in the commentary, they were like, "Yeah, we're creative."
Honestly, that's more creative than I would have been. I would have tried something so stupid.
I mean, what would you have called them? The
Team
Indiegogo team. What?
Team Auburn.
Oh, good for them.
Whoever they are.
Yeah,
they were the ones.
No one cares. They just show up again when they have to kill the Nevermore. Because that was a cool scene, by the way. They killed the Nevermore with all the lockers getting dropped in.
Great,
that was pretty cool. So cool.
Just look, there are Nevermores. Better call our weapons.
Oh my gosh!
I also do like that they were like, oh yeah, that in the first season they were like, yeah, this you can do this. You can just call your weapon if you need it, and it'll just come to you. And then they don't do anything with that until that scene.
Yeah. Also, they said that they had Jean shoved in his locker just to show that it could happen.
Yep.
So that way, when it happened in season 3, no one was surprised. I don't know why they had to do that, but whatever.
But no, it goes along with something I really love in shows where they talk about something, don't do it for a while, and then come back to it.
Yeah. Like if you were paying attention.
Yeah, it's like we know
excuse me,
that people pay attention. We want to show that somehow. So they do this stuff. And it's even better when it's characters. I love it when it's characters.
Speaking of characters, unless you want to say something.
I was just going to do an analogy about Fate Apocrypha that Lane already knows. With the sword.
What the fuck?
Because people
Yeah,
everyone forgot that. Well, actually, you know what? Fate Apocrypha is too new. I'm not going to spoil
people
anybody.
didn't forget. Like I had told you, I think it just transformed when he transformed. No, because every time he transformed, he was holding the sword. he was holding the sword and he was like, "I call on you, no!" And then he transformed, and his sword was still in his hands.
Yeah, but in that scene, he had the sword.
I know, which is why I hate it, because I'm pretty sure that sword transforms into Balmung when he turns into Siegfried. I'm almost positive it does. Which is why that fight pissed me off.
That would actually make that fight bad if that's true, because that was like my favorite part of that fight was like forgetting that he had that sword.
Anyway,
so
speaking of characters, I really like that Ironwood finally proves that he deserves a place on the show.
Right?
Oh my gosh, the way like
shirtless boy.
Oh, so good. He's so hot. No, but like
all those augments.
Legit, his scene where like everyone's running away. Well, it was an No. It was a Beowulf, like a really strong Beowulf, just like shows up. And he's like, I got it, and he like pulls out his gun. He just like fucking destroys it, and then like. They later show him, just like his shirt's gone, and like you can tell he's just been fighting these robots like for hours.
Yep.
It's so cool. Mm-hmm. It's so cool. Why, Ruby? Why are you falling so far? This is the scene where fucking Qrow like extends his weapon.
Yeah, we totally forgot to do the very first thing, which is Qrow shows up, and we didn't talk about Qrow or Winter and their fight.
It's so good.
So we said that they happened. That's true. Good enough.
I do think it deserves a little bit more.
Yeah. Because all right. So first of all, Qrow.
I will admit that the transformation of Qrow's weapon does need to be talked about.
Yes,
it does.
On both the fact that it is amazing, but should not be possible in any kind of show, even if it's this one. It should not be possible.
Hell yeah! All right.
Yeah.
Can't wait to open up that
Qrow,
bag of worms.
Motherfucking Qrow.
Yes.
The best drunk uncle.
Yeah, Qrow and Friends.
Yeah, Qrow and Friends.
Yeah, he begins the story there of Qrow and Friends.
Yeah.
By showing up.
Yes, exactly. Okay.
Yeah, so Qrow, he's a guy. He's probably one of the coolest characters so far on the show because, I don't know, just everything about him. Like, we've been hearing so much about him because, of course, like, he's the dude who trained Ruby on how to do the scythes. And then, while we first meet him, he has a sword, and everyone's just like, what the hell? What's up with that? Why has he got a sword? How did we get trained by a guy with a sword about how to use scythes?
I actually never even fucking stop. Please tell me it. Oh, I didn't put that in. I would have been so happy.
Stop again.
Stop. Okay, sorry. I honestly never even questioned it. Because I totally forgot that she had talked about the fact that he trained her. Mm-hmm. And then I remember that being... I watched a panel later that was like, hey, so... This was before the episode premiered. It's like, hey, how did Ruby learn... And then fucking Lindsay just spoils it right then and there. She's like, yeah, it turns into a scythe. Like, before the episode even premiered.
That's right. They did that, and then everybody... Wait, didn't everybody actually, dude...
I didn't notice anything at the time. Yeah, fucking... Anyways, sorry. You were saying.
Yeah, no, it's okay. And then, I don't know what else to say about Qrow other than he's a drunk.
I think he's an excellent sudden jolt into the plot.
Yeah.
Because he just shows up and immediately he's like, what the fuck are all of you doing? Why are you just sitting here?
And everybody... One of my favorite parts is, of course, it shows the relationship between Ruby and Qrow and how attached she is to Qrow, instantly. Qrow shows up, and then all of a sudden, instantly, she's like a magnet, just clings onto his arms. Like, did you miss me? No.
Yeah, you can.
And it shows the nope.
The kind of relationship they have is immediately figured out, through 2 lines. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And of course, her jumping onto his arm. Mm-hmm. It's gosh dang. Can't they do that anymore?
I don't know.
His whole character is explained in 3 scenes.
Yep.
Whatever, I'm drunk. Hey, I'm here. I broke your robots. All of a sudden I can fight, and then he fights and he wins. Well, kind of. He like gives up at the perfect time, essentially winning.
Yeah.
Also, it's the first. Well, actually, no. They introduce his semblance is shown within like in his like second scene, because it's when he leaves the bar, and the bartender like a glass just drops. He's like, "Oh gosh darn it!" Like you just think it's a throwaway thing, and it's actually just Qrow, his semblance at work. Yeah. And another potential use. This one's pure theory, but it's possible. Is that Ironwood happens to show up at the perfect time to for Schnee to get in trouble. It could be a semblance, but that's kind of up in the air. There are some later ones that are definitely a semblance, 100%. But that's mostly season 4. Anyways, Winter.
Should we just move on to Winter?
Sure. If we want to quick go over her, there's not too much about Winter in season 3, but I think she's well done for what like little we see of her. She's like she is the embodiment of a Schnee, I think. Like
a good Schnee.
Yeah,
exactly. A good Schnee.
I would not say the embodiment of a Schnee, but a good Schnee.
Like you can immediately see where Weiss came from. I think her whole demeanor is perfect. She shows up immediately. You know, she's got like this very prim and proper stance, not a single hair out of place,
with a slight stoic sense.
Yeah, and Weiss she's like, "Sister, I'm so happy," and like immediately she's like, "Get back in line," and like Weiss immediately snaps back to like how like what she's used to, and she's like every time she kind of like tries to break out, Winter's got like this like fucking leash on her the whole time, like what are you doing?
I get. Well,
still with this kind of like, it's not even in like a. It's amazing how it's not even like in like a cruel, dark or like cold way. It's just in a I want you to
respect me.
Yeah, well, I want you to
be proud of me.
I want people to respect you.
Yeah.
I think is the main takeaway, and like you can tell, like she's still got like a warm smile, and she's still happy to see her sister, but she's still like, I won't let you forget what we are.
Yeah.
Just because you're excited.
I thought you were talking about like Weiss's look on her, because like that's the one thing that I do like about. That's the cool thing about Qrow and Winter showing up, because also with Winter it shows Weiss's relationship with her, that Winter is Weiss's role model, and that she respects Winter out of everybody else in her family and loves Winter the most. Because in the end, Winter trained Weiss on how to do everything.
Well, yeah, her dad's a piece of shit.
Yeah, her dad's a piece of shit.
And her brother's a sack of ass.
Yeah, and her mom is dead.
Yeah. Good for her.
Yeah, honestly,
Afterlife,
good for her.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm really happy
the only way out of that.
Yeah, I'm really happy she got out of that.
Anyways.
Yeah.
There really wasn't much on Winter.
No, there wasn't. She kind of like starts to teach Weiss how to use glyphs.
Yeah.
Or summoning glyphs.
Oh yeah.
And she like summons a sword for 2 seconds.
Is there like a thing with her in General Ironwood?
What? What does that mean? Like,
I mean,
well, he's like her commanding officer.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's about it, I think. Yeah, because Ironwood shows up. He's like, Schnee! She's like, oh, fuck. I shouldn't have been a pompous bitch.
Fought the drunk guy.
But moving on.
The loudmouth niece.
Moving on to some of the bigger points of the season in general. Penny dies.
Gets turned from a penny into a nickel.
Okay.
I mean, not really. She's split into...
Yeah.
Wait, no.
It's
actually just 5.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Actually, before that, though, of course, the big thing that first happens where all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, is shit now going down? Is Emerald makes Yang think that Mercury is about to come up, or wait, is it that Mercury, or she makes
Mercury was
Yang
standing
see
right
that, or
no,
that
no, Mercury didn't see it. Neo was making the illusion to Yang that she was fighting.
It wasn't Neo.
What, it wasn't?
No,
Yeah,
was it Emerald?
Emerald. Okay.
I thought Neo was doing it.
Emerald used her like whatever.
Semblance.
Her like semblance mind powers to make Yang think that
Mercury did a flying kick.
That Mercury was like way further away, and he was doing the kick. In reality, Mercury just walked up and like he was trying to shake her hand, quote unquote, knowing full well he was going to get shot in the leg. I do find it impressive that she managed to still shoot him in the leg. Like how they couldn't have predicted for that.
Yeah, no, what if, her arm was straight down.
What if Emerald had just been like, oh, okay, I'll just have him run at her. Like she could have easily just been like, oh, I'll fucking shoot you in the stomach, and then all of a sudden he's been shotgunned in the stomach.
Yep, and he's dead.
It's gone.
Yeah, he could have actually died. You're right.
Yeah, exactly. Emerald could have totally killed him if they hadn't properly. I'm sure they were like, oh, just have me do a flying kick, and then she'll be forced to counter it by like hitting my leg.
Yeah.
Gosh.
And then that got Team Ruby disqualified from the tournament.
It did do that.
It also just started a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
It kind of snowballs.
It was the start of shit going down.
It goes from like, oh, there's a little squabble to, oh, someone's seriously, oh, a student was sliced to pieces. Oh, the stadium's been oh no, the entire town is falling apart.
It's Ozpin being like, oh, hey, Pyrrha, there you are. You just turned a penny into a nickel. Time to come and get you a Fall Maiden.
Yeah, that's right.
It turns out that's, yes, you see, that is actually the exact price of being a maiden. I'm proud of you. You solved it.
Yeah, and one thing with and then of course Penny becoming a nickel, the one thing that bothers me about it is that like they try to make it seem like it was a super sad moment.
I mean,
it is a sad moment.
She might never come back, but she's a robot.
Yes, she's a robot. There's a possibility that they just won't bring her back, but she's a robot. It wasn't like her head was chopped up because I'm assuming that's it's probably where her CPU is kept as in her head.
Could be in her body.
I mean, it could.
They aren't. I think the problems aren't clear enough.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, she's dead. It's like, but she just kind of got sliced up. As long as her like hard drive or whatever is still intact. It's like, she's fine. So yeah, that one doesn't really hit as hard. It's. I think the hard hitting part of that moment is not, oh no, Penny's dead. The hard hitting statement. Yeah, it's basically like, oh shit, Atlas was developing. Why was Atlas developing weapons? What the fuck? Why would they like that? That was
human weapons.
Yes,
specifically.
Yeah, Cinder, fucking Cinder points out actually a good point. Even if you're not a villain, it's a good point. Why were they making human weapons? Well, human-looking weapons. They're clearly gearing up for a fight against humans. Because Grimm don't give a shit. She produces an aura. Like, there's no advantage to making a thing that produces an aura.
Well,
a slight
advantage. Other than if you have robots fighting.
Yeah, the robots
instead of humans going out and then dying from Grimm.
Here's the other thing: robots don't have emotions. So, like, if you make a sentient robot that can produce an aura and therefore emotions, you're putting the robot at a massive disadvantage. Because they can clearly make robots that can fight. The freaking Elysian Knights, all this shit. Like they've made combat robots that can fight the Grimm. They can probably fight them 1,000,000 times better than. Well, Penny's good, but like, why would they give her any personality at all? Why not just make her a cyborg? Well, not a cyborg, an android, like an android-looking android. Yeah. Why they make her look like a person? Why they give her synthetic skin?
Yeah,
like none of that makes any sense if you're just making a weapon.
I do want them to go back to that and actually talk about that.
Yeah, that's true. They just totally left that alone.
They were like, "Oh no, she's dead. Oh no, they made human weapons."
Oh, here's a giant Qrow.
Here's a statement.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's like that's just kind of left out there.
Yeah.
Even when Ironwood shows up again, they don't ever really bring it up.
Yeah, it's like, you gotta get this girl her maiden power now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and then there you go. The introduction of the maidens.
Which I don't think existed before season 3. Not just in terms of them mentioning it. I also don't think that they had ever planned for them before season 3. But I could be wrong. But even with that, they fit very well into the world. I think it was pretty cool. It was a really cool twist. Like, it was a thing that no one really saw coming, which I think is really important. And like it, I don't know.
And now it's a major plot point.
Now it's a major plot point, and it's really cool, and it makes everyone so theorize. Who's the Major? Is Winter the Winter Major?
Is Salem the Winter Maiden?
It only makes sense because Cinder is Fall Maiden, and her name is Cinder Fall.
But she wasn't really the Fall, you fucking moron. Okay. Yeah, but and like the whole thing where like Cinder has stolen half of her power already. Gosh dang, there's just nothing wrong with season 3. There's nothing wrong with it. That's not true, but it's a really good season.
I think there's something
fucking
wrong,
Jean
but
finally,
it needed to happen.
Jean finally does something with Pyrrha.
They finally kiss, even though it was obviously a kiss of death, and everybody was just like, "Oh my God, Pyrrha's going to die."
Yeah. Okay, I do think. Okay, so now we're getting kind of into like the fall of Beacon, right?
Yeah.
I think the events of the fall of Beacon are all really good. Gosh dang, like freaking just kind of because I know we're a little strapped for time.
A little.
To kind of briefly go over a lot of it, I think that the Adam portion is really good. First of all, establishing that Adam is the villain. Like there's no more doubt at all that he's a villain. Like there may have been some doubt from the Black trailer. There isn't anymore. He's a bad person. It establishes him as a clear antagonist. With no moral compass. And then and then it also shows like it points out the obvious weakness of Yang's power and like how much she relies on it, and they make her pay for it, which I think is important. Granted, she doesn't pay with much; she just gets a robot arm later. But
wait, actually, I wanted to talk about like the less major things first. Like there's so major things.
We're short on time.
Very.
We
are less than short on time.
Yeah. Like, we don't need to go in depth about every little thing.
We don't.
I think we've gone
one thing.
We've gone in depth with a lot of shit, Sean.
There's one thing that I really want to get onto about because I've been waiting for Volume 3, the podcast for Volume 3 to talk about it.
What is it?
Where the fuck is Velvet? What is the point of showing one of the coolest fucking semblances and then never having her ever there and again?
It's not a semblance.
What do you mean it's not a semblance?
It's her weapon. Did you not pick up on that?
I thought that was her semblance.
No, it's her weapon. That's why she took the pictures of all the weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought that was just like
that's
her thing was that she had a semblance that she took a picture
I'm
of.
so done with you. How? Okay.
Calm down. Calm.
Okay. Let me explain this to you, you puny-minded boy. Oh, okay. It's not her semblance because not only does she keep the camera in the same box that Coco says, save that. You've been building it up for so long in season 2. Save it. You don't need to use it yet. When she's pulling out her box that she pulls out in season 3, when she uses her semblance, it's not her semblance. I'm sorry. It was very important to me when it happened because I'd been waiting for 2 years to finally find out what her weapon was. Because not everyone was waiting, but
I wasn't waiting.
They were teasing me with it, and I saw that they talked about it in season 1. They were like, "Oh, I'm trying to figure out how to get this weapon to fit in this box," and they were being assholes. At the time I was like really just like, when are they gonna show it? And they almost showed it in season 2, and I was pissed off. Anyways, no, it's not a semblance. It's just a weapon.
Okay, anyway, why'd you fucking show a cool weapon like that that's so overpowered?
Yeah.
And then get rid of her. She never comes back in Volume 4. Hasn't come back in Volume 5.
Well,
what the fuck? Why would you do that?
She's a side character.
Yeah. I understand that.
Also overpowered.
But you gave her one of the coolest fucking things ever.
I mean, it's just everyone else's weapons.
It is.
And also, like, she can only... Okay, I agree. It's an interesting weapon. But, I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal that they haven't shown her. Like, she's part of Team Coco, or Coffee, which has just gone somewhere. I do agree that it would be very cool to see them try and use it in like more combat scenarios because she only gets to use the weapon for so long. She like it's not like she takes a picture and then she just has it. Mm-hmm. That's why she doesn't use it ever, and then she uses everything at once. Like there's a reason she's constantly switching weapons. It's not just for strategy. It's because that's all the time she gets with every weapon.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Like they give her a very limited window of time. So that's why she takes as many pictures as she can, so she gets as many weapons as she can, so that way she can keep fighting. I think that I agree with you. I fully agree with you. It's a really fucking cool weapon. Mm-hmm. A really cool idea. I just think there's no more room for any other characters at all right now for anything to be meaningful. Mm-hmm. It blows me away that they were able to keep it interesting with the amount of characters that they had before in season 3. Holy shit. That was crazy.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. It's kind of sad that we haven't seen Velvet too much, but you know, I can get over it.
All right. Now we can go back to talking about Yang's decapitated arm.
All right, we're just gonna ignore that. Okay. Anyways,
I mean, no, never mind. I talked about that in the first thing where I was like, you know, bet you, Lane, that by the end of Volume 3, Yang's gonna die, and then
somehow got into your stupid fan fiction.
Yeah,
which we're not gonna do that.
Not say anything about it anymore. Anyway, and then of course, I think actually that might have gotten into the podcast when you said that you had like a 2-second heart attack when Blake got decapitated.
Yeah, that was in the episode because it absolutely happened. I was absolutely afraid because just in that moment, like I also thought that Yang died.
I did too.
When like they just show like it just goes silhouette and she's just tumbling away. You haven't seen her arm fall yet.
Yeah.
I thought Yang was dead. I was like, oh my gosh, what? They killed Yang and then she wasn't dead. It's like, oh shit. You know, that just totally threw me off balance.
Everyone would have been surprised but me.
You suck.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I think that scene really good, and it shows just how shitty Ham can be. Anyway, I already said everything I really have to say about the moment.
And then, of course,
the only thing left being really
two things actually.
The only thing I care about.
Okay.
Which is the very end, which is something we've already talked about at least 5 times.
Yes.
Yeah, but there's a couple more. We can kind of talk about it.
So, of course, talking about Cinder, she came in out of nowhere. No one knew that she was tagging Ozpin and Pyrrha to quickly get them to quickly get Pyrrha to become the Fall Maiden. And she shot and killed the actual Fall Maiden, got the rest of her powers, even though I'm not entirely clear on that, because didn't they say that when a maiden dies, her powers go to the next...
She had half her power.
Also, she clearly has... she already stole half the power somehow.
I get it.
I think she's just using the same method to steal the rest of the power.
Yeah.
I see. Alright. Because, I mean, that is also a cool, a strange but kind of cool plot point to say is that whenever a maiden dies, it's like the last person they think about is the person that gets the maiden powers.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's strange because it's like, what if you just suddenly think about your dog? What if Ruby becomes the maiden and then dies, and all she can think about is like, I'll never see Zwei again, and then Zwei becomes the maiden.
Okay, as funny as that is, it can only go to young women.
Obviously.
So
that's maiden.
Yep. And they bring up an excellent point, which is like we got to be careful because your last thought could be of your greatest ally or the person who just killed you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we're keeping such a close eye on everything. But anyways, I like the whole build into the Cinder Pyrrha fight is so good because first there's the Cinder Ozpin fight, which you barely see any of. I wish you could see more of it, but like I get why they can't. It's pretty much just gods fighting each other, and it's kind of hard to give that give it justice, do it justice. But I feel like they do it decently well with the short bit that they show where they're just like it's like flash, 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 and then just Ozpin is just fucking annihilating her with his cane. but then he loses.
Apparently.
He like clearly loses because Cinder gets away.
Yeah,
and
we have
then
no clue how it happened. They don't show what happened. They still haven't shown it. Something I'm still upset about, that they haven't shown.
It'd be nice if they flash back to it.
What?
It'd be nice if they flashed back to it.
And then, of course, now we can get on to what you want to talk about with biggest scene about Volume 3, other than, of course, the other things that we've already said. Pyrrha died.
Yeah.
One of
the best
the
character
major
in the
characters in the whole... Actually, you know what? That's right. I'm wrong. We did not talk about Torchwick.
That's
okay.
In synchronous.
He was just kind of there.
That's okay.
Remember his super memorable death on that blimp?
Fuck.
Man, I will never forget when Roman Torchwick.
Was out of nowhere, to be fair.
The greatest villain in RWBY. I loved his hat.
I loved his
died on a blimp.
He was
my favorite airborne vehicle.
His sniper cane that shouldn't work at all.
Nothing in RWBY should work.
To be fair, it was a very strange moment because it was like, did they ever like explain why that happened, or did it just like, he's dead now?
He was supposed to be like a really minor character in like season 1, and then they just liked him, so they kept him for 2 more seasons, and then they were like, we should probably kill him off. So they did.
Yeah, we should have done this like 2 seasons ago, but that's fine.
As some people have actually said, there is a small chance that he could be alive. Because I mean, hey, it ate him whole. You didn't see him get chomped in half.
Yeah, they could freaking Pacific Rim him, where at the very end he tears his way out and he's like, ugh!
With what, the end of his cage?
Yeah. And then Neo shows back up.
Yeah, I know, Neo breaks him out.
Yeah, Neo breaks him out.
Yeah. But anyways, back to Pyrrha.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I've stated my opinion on this before. Pyrrha's death is the most necessary death in the show.
Oh no, we've definitely talked about this.
Yeah.
And I do agree. It just devastates me as someone who loved her very much.
Everybody loves her.
She was a decent character.
I mean, she's the whole entire reason as to why Belle has now stopped watching the show.
No, I know.
It's true.
It's part of the reason why I don't want to watch anymore. But then I remember Yang is still here.
Until she dies and then comes back.
I'm going to stab you. No, like, she couldn't do shit because Cinder didn't use any kind of metal whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. And
I don't know if the whole raw dust thing is her semblance or whatever. That's all I read was that she has the power to manipulate raw dust.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a maiden power.
And
Maidens just make magic.
Yeah, no, because that was she was doing that shit in the first season when she didn't even have the main power.
Yeah, and also the second
it
season.
Was really...
She made clothes out of dust.
Yep.
Anyways.
Although that scene was the whole entire fight was amazing because like it was like the first time we've ever seen like Pyrrha go full out.
Yeah. Like
she was pissed.
This was her first like life or death fight where she wasn't against like a Grimm and she was in her element. Mm-hmm. Where she could actually use her semblance and her fighting ability to as much as she wanted.
Yeah.
Because if she didn't, she was gonna die, and she did die. Anyways,
and
because she was outmatched.
Got evaporated.
And then Ruby shows up.
I'm sorry.
Very late to the party.
It was the biggest tease of all time.
And then they do that. They talk about this silver-eyed warrior thing. And she does the thing where
she went full Avatar mode and just nothing
Avatar stage,
and she just suddenly like white shit came out of her eyes and she started floating in mid-air and it was like
straight up Avatar state.
Everybody was like Cinder's reaction was all the audience's reaction was just what and then nothing and then we haven't ever gone back to it. It's another one of those flashbacks that I feel like it needs to happen. Because I want to know why does Cinder now have
half a pancake on her face?
Half a pancake on her face.
Which once you turn this off, I'll explain.
Yeah. And just like, why is the dragon frozen? Because it doesn't make sense for the two. Because one's frozen nice, the other one looks like she got burned. How does that doesn't correlate with each other?
I'm telling you, fucking Avatar state. Like she had white stuff coming from her eyes, not in a gross way. She was floating. Like if you have not watched the last like 2 episodes of the first season of the first series of Avatar, that's literally what Aang does. He just flies around with every single element just floating around him. It's great. Like I actually really love that fight.
I wasn't into Avatar, honestly. I couldn't.
What is wrong with you?
Get into
I could understand not being into Legend of Korra, but Avatar was great.
Oh man.
It had Toph. It had Toph, who made an element bending.
She did do that.
She did.
She
invented
the only
metal
person
bending.
who could metal bend. She just figured it out because she was in a cage.
She's
She's like, oh, it's part of the earth.
Yeah, it's just,
I can just
it's
do
just
that.
made with refined metal. Okay.
I like how she had to realize that. Like, no other earthbender has figured that out at that point. She's like, oh.
That is good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right. She's like 8. And she's like, I got it. Anyways.
Yeah. And then she's like, hey, Aang, I'm going to teach you this thing that I just learned. And she's like, yeah.
Oh.
He's like, okay.
It's just... It's cool because of the fact... And I think that made it onto the podcast in the very first episode when you and I were talking about Tyler's problem with it. Because...
the Destiny thing?
Yeah, because of the whole entire thing that Montium was like saying throughout Volume 1 and Volume 2 with all the characters is that heroes are made, not born. But then with Volume 3, where all of a sudden it shows Ruby's basically final form, it kind of like says, oh, just kidding, actually heroes are born because Ruby has powers that she was already born with and came with. But as you said, that's what a prodigy is. And besides that, she can't even use her powers yet. She doesn't know what she did. She doesn't remember
the prodigy
anything.
thing I was talking about was Pyrrha.
Oh, yeah. I got
because she is a prodigy.
Okay.
She is a child prodigy.
She's a little bitch.
I'm going to stab you.
But yeah, it's just like... The thing that I like about it, and I'm going to go ahead and throw shit over to motherfucking my boy Aaron Hansen. I don't know him. I can't really say my boy Aaron Hansen. Going to go to Sequelitis and talk about Mega Man X for a second and how cool Mega Man X was with showing that it had Zero come in, which was basically... He was this overpowered guy that was like so much tougher than Mega Man. Or technically X in that game, I think his name was.
Just Mega Man X. Just Mega Man. Just call him Mega Man.
I'm just calling him X.
Just call him Mega Man.
I'm pretty sure that's his name.
Just call him Mega Man.
Fuck.
Why are we talking about Mega Man?
Anyway, because
Man.
It's like how Ruby did it. It showed Ruby's like God damn it.
Just keep talking.
It showed Ruby's like final state, like what she will become by the end of Ruby. And show like what her full potential truly is. And it was cool to show that. The only thing is that it didn't show anything other than the appearance. It didn't show her powers, what the hell was going on with it, or anything. Which Mega Man X did. It showed you that Zero had a fucking supercharged laser, and he also had a lightsaber. One of the reasons why he's my favorite character in Mega Man. But anyway, yeah, it's just that I just need a flashback. I need a flashback of what happened. I want that.
I think that they just need to get out their asses and tell us about it.
Yeah.
Like, stop.
Yeah.
Leaving us in the dark.
Like stop bringing up new shit that may or may not be relevant, and go back to the things we actually care about.
You can't just leave those things unanswered.
Yeah.
I don't want to just guess about how did I swear to God, if on a future Blu-ray on a director's commentary, like, yeah, a lot of people want us to explain it, but like we just figure leave it ambiguous. Like you can just figure it out. Like fuck you.
Yeah, I need to
you.
know why she became reverse Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, well, exactly. It's like we need to know how Cinder specifically lost her eye. Nothing else. Like half of her face is fucked up.
Yeah,
that's it. As far as we know.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing they call out, so I assume it's it. And how the dragon's frozen. Obviously, chances are this all has to do with Ruby. unless someone else jumped in, which this is unlikely. It's
if it was anyone else, she wouldn't have a vendetta against Ruby.
Also, you know what would have been funny? If they do finally show the flashback, and then Ruby does that, but then instantly flops to the ground, and then Ozpin shows up and is actually the one who did everything else, and then died because he used like all of his power on the dragon or something. I don't know. I was trying to make a joke, make a funny.
Yeah, I mean, you make joke. Yeah, it's possible.
I mean, yeah.
Knowing Ruby, knowing the team that makes that show, it's like. Yeah, they could just like.
I mean, also that'd be a pretty cool misdirect.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like it would also suck.
Yeah.
But it'd be interesting to just be like, oh, okay, so she's still not that powerful. Because that's the thing, right? It's like fucking they just haven't done it again. Like if they do it again and they just cut away, then that's obviously they shouldn't do that. I don't think that they will do that. I don't think anyone's that stupid.
Yeah.
I think we'll see more of it the next time she does it. I don't think it'll be this season. I think it'll be next season when she does it.
Or like 5 seasons from now.
Nah, I think that everything's moving in a 3-season progression.
Probably, yeah.
So you get 2 seasons of bullshit, and then the 3rd season's good. But we'll see if that pattern holds for next season.
Yeah, we will see. But
and then, of course, might as well just go ahead and briefly go over the aftermath.
Qrow doesn't tell you anything. He's like, yeah, the silver eyes.
Yeah.
If lots of warriors, I'm not going to tell you jack shit.
No
I have this cane now.
Shit. Yeah, and no one talks about it at all. They just all keep it a secret from Ruby, even though apparently some of them saw Ruby go full berserk.
I think it was only Qrow who is like, you really did a number on that thing, and that's it. I don't think anyone else saw it.
See,
except for Cinder.
And of course, it was the moment where all of a sudden now all of Ruby has been split apart.
Yep.
And now Ruby is the leader of
Yanks,
Team Juniper, but without the J,
Ranger.
so the Nipper. Oh wait, shit.
Without the P,
Junior.
you fucking
Junior.
dummy.
Oh my god.
Junior. I'm sorry. And so she gets those 3 people, and then they make Ranger. And, of course, Weiss goes back with her dad. Blake wants to move away from trouble, but Sun's like, Blake, the trouble is following you.
It's me.
Blake, Sun.
It's me. I'm here, and you don't want me. I'm the trouble. The trouble is following you.
Give me a smooch.
give me an unwanted to kiss him.
And then Yane is just left there to brood, which I understand where you were coming from with that, because, Yane lost her weapon. She lost half of her weapon. I still thought it was really weird that she just got pissed off at Ruby for checking in on her.
Well, I think she was just pissed.
She was pissed in general.
And like they talked about in episode 8 too. It's because everyone was leaving.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, yes, everyone has their own thing to do. Ruby wanted to go and make sure everything else was okay. Blake wanted to just get away from everything, and Weiss was forcibly taken back to her home.
Yes.
She was upset that everyone was gone, and she needed someone to talk to. She needed someone to be there for her besides her dad
and her sister.
I don't think she actually knew that Ruby was leaving.
Yeah.
When she yelled at her. But
the thing though that back when I kind of just didn't really understand all that was I thought it was just really strange to see Yane do that when I honestly expected her to instantly make a pun. Ruby would just come in and say, "Hey Yane, are you all right?" And she'd be like, "No, I'm all left."
I think that that's the best part about that scene.
That she doesn't react with a joke.
It shows how much this is
destroyed her. Yeah, destroyed her.
It's crippled her physically and
it's crippled her
in every sense. Anyway,
that was left right there too.
Anyway, but yeah, no, it's I think it's a perfect setup for her character getting a little bit more serious, which they follow through on. They don't just forget it in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
They definitely give her some recovery, but she doesn't lose that drive.
That's one of the only things I will give credit to Volume 4 is that every time they go back to her, they show her slowly but surely building up her character and getting back up on her feet. Like that is good writing. I'm fine with that. But I think we should end it here now.
Yeah.
Because we're already half an hour past what I wanted to do.
I know. But I want to add one more thing. Let's just go ahead and just talk about Volume 4. It's just the character arc of Nora and Ren.
Pretty much.
And
Dude,
Dana's brooding through the whole entire thing.
No. I'm not doing Volume 4 right now because I would love to just destroy
Bash on it? Okay.
I want
you actually want to make a podcast?
I want to destroy it.
He wants to destroy it. And I will help as little as I can because that's all I care about.
And I'll try to do my best to like kind of back it up, even though I will not do good at all.
You're not gonna back it up whatsoever.
Hey man,
to be fair,
I didn't mind
he
it
doesn't have too much to go off of.
Yeah,
That's true.
First of all, there's that. Yeah. All right.
But
Anyways,
anyways,
that's what we're gonna do. So then, I guess we'll see you on either the next podcast we do or episode 4. So we will see you next time the guys go out.
You really you gotta stop. You gotta stop doing that outro.
Yeah, no.
You gotta stop.
We gotta think of a better outro.
Either
gotta be something better.
No, it has to be better. It has to be better.
We could do. Okay, maybe it's just because of the tone I'm taking. Maybe I have to say more
it just needs to be better.
Maybe
I mean, okay, man.